Hi, I'm Marvin Cox.
I'm running for Public Service Commissioner in North Mississippi. And let me tell you a little bit about that job. A lot of people, one of the first questions they ask me is, what does the Public Service Commissioner do? Well, the simplest answer I can give you is, when the person came in tonight and they flipped on these lights, Public Service Commissioner regulates that. When you went a while ago and washed your hands and you turned on the faucets, Public Service Commissioner regulates that. They do all of those things and more. Not only do they do that, but they also can help be a job creator in the state of Mississippi. Not just governors and lieutenant governors, they have very important jobs and they can do a lot of things, but so can public service commissioners. Don't forget about it, because what they'll do for you is they will actually come out, they can work with businesses, they can take opportunities that all our utilities use, whether it be oil, whether it be coal, whether it be natural gas. And guess what? We have a lot of those things right now in the state of Mississippi. We have them, period. We've got huge natural gas reserves. Guess what? We need to start using those, paying Mississippians to get those things out. We need to start building jobs around that so Mississippians can have work. If we don't do that, we're going to be in the same stagnant mess we're in right now, and we're going to see unemployment, instead of going down, it's going to hover at 10% and it's going to go up. There's nothing you can do about that if you keep going in the direction we are today. Not only can we do that, we've got a little substance called lignite, which is a coal. It's a lesser coal. But we can still be using that. We can dig it up out of the ground. We can use it to power our coal power plants. We can do a lot of those things. We're not doing it. Creating more Mississippi jobs, if we did, we're not doing it. Mississippi does have oil. You heard a person say that a while ago. Well, guess what? Why aren't we using it? Why aren't we going after it? We have a ton of it. Let's make Mississippians go to work. Public service commissioners can do that. It's a funny thing when a big conglomerate, let's say like an Entergy or one of those, comes out and they have to come to a 3-person panel to ask if they can raise your rates. You, right up here. They don't get to choose that. Those public service commissioners vote to let you have your rates raised. I'm not up with that. We need to find better ways of doing things. Why are we building newer plants for energy that'll use a little of the same coal but getting more power out of it? We can do that. Public service commissioners can work hand in hand. Back in the 30s when this Public Service Commission was created, it was created because they mapped out places all along the country. You didn't want to see 15 electric poles side by side with 15 different companies trying to get in your house. So what did they do? They said, this company's going to be here, this company's going to be here, and this company's going to be here. And they're going to sell power to everybody else. Well, you know what happened? There's a little bit of corruption that can be built in that system. So they said, we're going to pull up the PSC, the Public Service Commission, and we are going to take those men or women, it's always been men so far, to take those men, and they are going to be the in-between. They're going to stand in that gap between the companies and between the voter slash tax, ratepayer. So those guys that are standing up, they're supposed to be working for you because you put them in office, but they also have to have the common sense to know that if you do something against those companies, it's going to hurt them. And what's going to happen when they start hurting those companies, they're going to make you pay for it. So you got to be able to have the common sense to hold your hand out to each side and make it work. We don't have that right now. Right now we have a liberal Democrat in office. Now to some people that's a very nasty word and you don't like it. Well, I don't like it either. We need some good conservatives in those jobs. People who will conserve what we have and help you conserve your money. You can do that as a public service commissioner. Let me tell you something. I'm excited. And I can stand before you today and I can ask you for 3 things tonight. First, I want to ask you for your prayers. There's people that you've heard tonight that are running for office. Ask them sometime what it takes. Their families getting worn out. They get worn out. You have friends that might say something against you would not expect. So just pray for us as we run for office and pray that the right person will be elected. I don't have to tell you that sometimes that mark gets missed a lot. In Mississippi, we're lucky. We do have some conservatives in office, and we've been blessed with some of those. I'm going to ask you for another thing. We need your support. My dad and I, he's 74 years old, and God bless me, he's with me all the time. He's been a great mentor for me for my entire life. We're going around the North Mississippi from basically 82 Highway north. Last week, we put about 3,000 miles on my old car. running around. At $4 a gallon, that gets a little expensive. We need your support in those areas. All of these politicians do. But let me ask you for one more thing. I'm Marvin Cox, and I'm asking for your vote. I'm not going to ask you to consider me because I want your vote. If you want to ask me a question, ask it. I'm going to do my best to answer it. If I can't, I'll find it. But please, I just ask you to take the advantage tonight. Not just ask me, but go out there, stand around with some of these people and ask them some good questions even after we're done here tonight. Take the opportunity that everyone else missed, and somehow we braved to be out here. And I just want to thank you for your time, your efforts to be here tonight, and please consider me for your vote.
Thank you, Marty. We have another alarm go off right now.